Hey everyone, today I'm coming to you with a review on a figure that I have been very much looking forward to. Even that, I feel, is an understatement because this is the final member that we have been needing in the Black Series to complete the Delta Squad of the Republic Commandos. It is, of course, the Star Wars Black Series Gaming Greats Star Wars Republic Commando RC-1262, better known as Scorch. This figure is absolutely amazing. Okay, the plastic-free packaging has a lot of negatives, but one of the benefits is just being really surprised at how good a figure is when you see it for the first time out of package when it's like this. Because I pulled this thing out, I was expecting a good figure, but I was not expecting it to be this good. I think that this is potentially the best member that they have done in the Black Series for the team. There is a decent amount of new parts here, but other than that, I don't have too much to say on this figure. So without further ado, let's get into the review for the Republic Commando Scorch. Now, before I go over the Scorch figure, I do quickly want to go over his box. Now, this is your standard Gaming Greats Galaxy packaging box design, but plastic-free, which it looks fine, but the only problem, like the main problem with this one, unlike some other just random army builders in this line, is the fact that the other three were in plastic packaging, and he is not. So, if you did want to have them all displayed in box, which is going to be a fading hobby in the next coming years with these new box designs, it's kind of hard to do that because he'll be definitely out of place. He will be out of place. This is just a fact. But other than that, it's not too big of a deal. And I actually think it looks pretty good because of all of his colors. Very shiny image of him there on the front, looking very Scorch, for lack of a better term. There you see Gaming Greats, Star Wars Republic Commando, RC-1262, Scorch. On the side, you have an image of him for the Galaxy packaging. He is next to Cal Kestis and the Republic Commando Battle Droid, which I'm going to hopefully get that figure on clearance because I at the prices that these are at, which was like $38 and like $40 in total, for just a battle droid reuse, I find that is a little bit of a stretch. But other than that, on the back, you see the bio, which reads, RC-1262, nicknamed Scorch, serves under the Galactic Republic's clone army as part of the Delta Squad, a squad of Republic commandos created to infiltrate, dominate, and ultimately annihilate the enemy. That is an awesome bio, especially compared to the Grogu bio. That was kind of a lame bio, but he is number 18 in the Gaming Greats line. And on the side, you have an image of Scorch with his measurements, 6 inches and 15.2 centimeters, plastic-free packaging. But other than that, there isn't too much more to go over with the box. So let's get on to Scorch. Now, this Scorch figure is using the same body as the previous Delta Squad figures, and before them, the Hunter figure was the first figure that we got with this body, and it has been a pretty big problem in the Black Series community. A lot of people have been going back and forth on whether it looks good or not, and I personally still have the stance 8 months later or so since the last figure I reviewed from this team that it looks perfectly fine. I really do like these figures, and what you do have to realize is the Black Series line is by no means supposed to be stylized in any way. It's supposed to be very consistent with live action, animated, Gaming Greats, whatever it might be. Whenever you have like an animated figure or a Gaming Greats figure, like for example him from Republic Commando, which in many ways is a stylized game, they have to blend these figures together to make a consistent action figure line. Now, that might sound like a Hasbro defending stance, but trust me, I love to dunk on Hasbro, but I still do think that it does make somewhat sense that they used this body. I do understand the other side, though. I do think it would have been entirely out of the picture for them to make a new body, especially because they will definitely use this in the future for more Republic Commando-esque figures, but I still think that it looks perfectly fine, especially when you see all four of them together. But I do want to make it clear that I do understand the other side. Now, besides the reuse that I already mentioned, you do get 3 brand new elements on this figure, being the backpack, the gun, and this side canister thigh holster thing. Side thigh canister holster thing. I don't exactly know what to call it. Let me know if there is like a proper name in the comments below, but it does have like a leather design. I believe that's what it's supposed to be, and I really do like that because the previous 3 figures in the Delta Squad don't have anything on their thighs, so it definitely just adds a level of detail that isn't there on the previous ones that I really do enjoy. Now, the gun is a brand new mold as well. It has this like scope, I believe it's supposed to be. Always let me know if that is wrong in the comments below. But it is essentially the same exact gun, or rather the same exact size of gun for the Republic Commando, but it does have this addition, making it a brand new mold. It does have some white going on there too, and that just looks very, very good. I really do like this gun. I still think Sev's gun is my favorite, but this is definitely a close second. Now, the backpack is also a new mold, which I mentioned, but it does have these two pillars, which really add a lot to this figure, especially when you're looking at him from the front. You just have these two things sticking out on his backpack, which look very cool. I especially like looking at all of these backpacks just off the figures together. Looks like some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle vibes. Fixers is also a unique mold, and it's cool, but I still think this one is probably my favorite. I do think the color on this one is my favorite, and the detailing is very nice, but this is definitely my favorite backpack overall, or backpack. I'm sure there's a better name for them, but you know, it's a backpack. Now, the rest of the figure, I just absolutely love the color scheme going on. The gray with the yellow with the white just makes him look very dripped out, for lack of a better term. He's very fresh looking. Probably the coolest looking clone trooper that I own. That might be just some recency bias, but I really do like this design, especially with all this extra added detail that isn't on, well, I guess it is on these previous ones, but rather not on normal clone troopers done by the Black Series. You have some like dirt on his lower torso, on his upper torso, and on his thigh. And then the paint, like the white paint on the helmet and the shoulder pauldrons, and kind of on the boots as well, is just kind of messy, which is really nice and adds a level of detail that I definitely do appreciate. Now, other than that, I don't have too much more to say. You do just get this little knob on the back of the backpack that I thought I'd mention. You can just port that on, and it stays on pretty well. I found it didn't stay on too well with the Fixer figure, but on the Scorch figure, it stays on very well. Love the blue visor. Some other detailing on the back of the head as well, or helmet as well. But other than that, just the same mold as I mentioned, but it is a very nice color scheme going on here. But other than that, let's get on to Scorch's articulation, and then the highly anticipated comparison segment of the entire Black Series Delta Squad. Now, the articulation on this figure is what you would expect, because it is the same exact body as the previous Delta Squad members, but I will still go over it anyway. The head goes up that much, down, side, full 360, arms go out that much. You do have butterfly joint. Take the backpack off. Butterfly joint, right? Yeah, not the greatest movement, but it is still there nonetheless. And I do appreciate that the shoulder pauldron does go full 360, so that does add additional range of movement that isn't on most figures with shoulder pauldrons. And then the elbows do go in a little more than 90, down, and then grossly down if you want to, but don't do that. That's very painful for Scorch. And then they do also rotate as well. Now the hands go up, down, full 360. On this side, it is a horizontal hinge, and on this side, it is a vertical hinge going up and down. And then the ab crunch does go down that much. Back, side, full 360, and then the legs kick forward that much. Back, splits, upper thigh cut, single jointed knee. That does have some rotation as well. And then the ankles go up, down, and ankle rocker pivot. So your standard Black Series Delta Squad articulation, but still very good nonetheless. And here we have the team together at last. It's been over a year. I think I got him in like December of 2021. So it's been quite a while, been a long time in the making, but it was worth the wait, especially just to see all four of them together. I really do think that these look awesome, and I really do think that these are awesome figures. But as always, with all that I've said in the previous 4 reviews of these, of the bodies or whatnot, please let me know what you think of these in the comments below, because this is kind of the last video if you do have anything to say about it, because we have all 4 members now. Let me know what you think of the body choice, and just let me know what you think of these 4 specifically in the comments below as a group, because I really like them. I know some people will have another kind of opinion on it, but my opinion and my stance, and I think my forever stance, it could change, but I really do enjoy these figures, and I personally think you will too if you do want to get them, or if you do have them already. But let's get on to the next comparison. Now, lastly, for comparisons with Scorch, here we have a clone shock trooper, or a clone Coruscant Guard trooper. We have Hunter, and we have a stormtrooper. I think that these are kind of the main 3 other figures that I would want to compare to him. I don't really know exactly who else to compare him next to because we don't have Cameron Owens in the Black Series, which is just a travesty and ridiculous and truly a very, very hard thing for a lot of us collectors to accept. But hopefully they change that in the future because I think Cameron Owens in the Black Series would be very, very, very cool. And they could reuse them a lot as well. But that is a conversation for another time. But regardless, I think that these look very good together. Here we have the father of this body mold, the Hunter figure, and I still think that these Bad Batch figures are absolutely amazing. I think they're a little better than the Delta Squad, but still having the whole teams together, I imagine, will look very good. That's kind of why I want to put the Delta Squad on the Bad Batch shelf, but we will decide that later on. But let's get on to my final thoughts for Scorch. Now, for my final thoughts on this Black Series Gaming Greats Scorch figure, I really do like this figure, as I mentioned numerous times throughout. You know, it is a matter of an opinion, and I feel like I've done all I can as a reviewer to make your decision as a collector and as a Black Series fan on whether or not you want to get these. But in the end, these figures especially, it does come down to your preference and opinion. It always does, but especially I find with these figures because it is such a hot topic amongst the Black Series community, whether these are good figures or not. I have the stance that they are good figures, and I am very, very happy to have them in my collection. But as a standalone figure itself, at the price point of $40 Canadian, I'm going to give this figure a 8.5 out of 10. I really do like this figure. I think personally it is the best Republic Commando Delta Squad member that they have done in the Black Series. Let me know what you think of that. Maybe you think another one is better. Sev is definitely my second favorite. They kind of go back and forth, or maybe rank them. I'm going to rank them right now. I think he's the best, then Sev, then Boss, then Fixer. I think Fixer, he could have been done a little bit better. I don't exactly know why. I just feel like the plastic, the material they used is, I don't know if that's just me. It feels a little different or something. The backpack just falls off very easily, but whatever. That is just a separate tangent. But like I said, 8.5 out of 10 for the Scorch figure. Now, please, as I mentioned numerous times, let me know what you think of these figures in the comments below because I truly do want to know what you guys think. Start a conversation. This is the last video that you can express your opinion on the civil war of whether the body mold is right or not for the Republic Commandos. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And until my next video, I have been Jagger Collector. I got lots of reviews coming out, so like, comment, subscribe, turn that bell notification on, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.